Again, want another React video because your boy got some great news today as a Saints fan. We got some really great news as a Saints fan. So I'm here to react to this news. Let's get into it.
For being with us. Of course, we have some breaking news, so I'll say hello to the guys in just a minute. The Saints have fired Dennis Allen. New Orleans started the season.
Thank you, Mr. Bryce Young. This is one for you, man. This one right here, we right here. Mr. Bryce Young, I want to thank you for what you did for our team. You got a man fired who should have been fired last year, who got to stay. Got two really good games this year, and then you saw it all collapse. You saw it all collapse. And then you came in. And even though we beat you in passing yards, we beat you in rushing yards, we beat you in turnovers, you still pulled through and you beat the Saints and got that man Dennis Allen fired. I want to thank you. Thank you for all of that.
Season 2-0 and then lost 7 straight, losing to the Panthers yesterday. Again, head coach Dennis Allen has been fired. I'll bring the guys in. Stephen A. Shannon, good morning. Dan Orlovsky will be here in a minute. I'll start with you, Shannon. Your reaction to the news?
I'm not surprising. It's not surprising at all, considering, as you mentioned, Molly, at the top, he had lost 7 straight ball games, and then he loses to what is thought of as the worst team in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers.
Repeat that. The worst team. The worst team in the NFL. So what does that now make the Saints? The worst team in the NFL. The Carolina Panthers are better than the Saints. You heard me? The Carolina Panthers are better than the Saints.
I don't know how he was going to survive that. I don't advocate anybody losing a job because I know what it's like to be let go from a situation. But there's an expectation that the Saints had, and the expectations weren't met. So I do not think this is very surprising at all. If not anything, and you, Stephen A., you saw what the players, a defensive lineman said, hell, put me in at quarterback. I can make it more entertaining. Cam Jordan said, man, I am so sorry. This is pathetic. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but no, there's no way he was going to survive that.
Also, Kamara even said that he saw Saints fans leave, and he ain't never seen that before. That's the thing that's crazy to me, is that you got a person who's on the team who wants to stay with the team, who just signed an extension, and still say what they say. So it's got to be the truth. When y'all gonna realize it? We got some work to do, and I ain't gonna lie. And it may not have to stop. It may not stop at Dennis Allen. It may not stop at Dennis Allen. Okay, just remember that.
After what the players had started tweeting.
Well, there's no question about it. You're absolutely right. And it's good to see you big time. I got to tell you that I'm not surprised at this at all. It's long overdue. I never thought he deserved to be the head coach anyway because of, his initial tenure in Oakland. The man has had one winning season in 6 years as a head coach, and that was a 9-8 record. There's nothing that we've seen from him that says he was head coaching material. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't know football. It doesn't mean that he can't coach the defensive side of the ball or anything like that because he's a former defensive coordinator. We get that. But there are certain people that are made to be coordinators, and then you have others who are leaders of men, and they can be overseers and be a head coach. He was not
any of those. I know he about to say that because I heard it, but he was not none of those. I understand this man was under Sean Payton. I understand that he has a little bit of tenure in the NFL. I get that, but he was never a head coach. Gave him a chance. He sucked the times before. Y'all waited too long to fire him, but you know what? I guess I'm happy now.
never one of the individuals that proved that. And when you see how they nosedived, they started off the season strong, and we saw them ramrod Dallas, and we thought that that was something that was indicative of the kind of things they could bring to the table. And then to see the precipitous drop-off that has taken place since that time, there is no question that this was the right move for the Saints to make. The players clearly have faith in themselves, but didn't have any faith in their coaching. They were pointing the fingers at him. Boo Boo the Fool could see that's who they were talking about when they expressed trepidation. And so the outcome of his firing was predictable as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Again, Stephen A., no one expected the New Orleans Saints to be last in the division at this point. Dan, I mentioned it started the season 2-0, lost 7 straight, and they fired their head coach. Thanks for joining us. Great job on Get Up. Your reaction to the news of the Saints releasing Dennis Allen.
Yeah, when you go on that losing streak and then lose to the Carolina Panthers in that fashion, it's a results-based business. Number one, injuries derailed the start of this team. They lost interior offensive linemen. Derek Carr got hurt. Their perimeter weapons, Olave, Rashid Shaheed, were big losses. The salary cap is real. For everyone who doesn't think it is, it's real. This is the walking example in our league right now of how impactful just constantly kicking the can down the road with the salary cap is. This is years in the making that they were going kind of all in, the back end of Drew Brees all constantly kicking. This team is $89 million over the cap for next season already.
So that means we are in a position to not do anything we need to do. We are in a position not to get players. We're in a position to keep losing. So, Saints, contract renegotiations, y'all got some stuff to figure out. Because as a Saints fan, your boy is mad. Your boy is not happy. You know, I hit my boy up last night. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. I hit my boy up last night and told him, let me show you. Can't even lie. Like I told you, if we lose to the Panthers, I'm jumping ship. I am no longer this year a Saints fan. I'm not going to root for them, not going to bet for them, no nothing this year. So right now, I'm rooting for the Eagles for the rest of the year, bro. Not going to lie. Y'all hear that? I sent that to my homeboy last night. That's wild. As a Saints fan, I sent that to my homeboy last night. I had to.
Wow.
So this is a bad situation when it comes to trying to find a rebuild, not only as your head coach, but as you remake your roster. I'm not surprised with the way that they were playing, with the loss to Carolina, and just the way the situation it sits talent-wise is not a good one in New Orleans.
Stephen A.
Respectfully, Dan, I get what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing, but I think you're letting them off the hook. When you talk about the $89 million over the cap and what have you and how cap-strapped they are, okay, that's from the business side of things. We're talking about the personnel that's on the field. And when you see some of the talent that they have on this squad, there is no excuse for them to look as bad as they looked. You have players on the New Orleans Saints that are an abundance of coaches in this league would love to be coaching. And those very same players who we respect basically have indicated, look at the coaching. That's what they've done. That's what they've done, and they've never done it before. They certainly never did it in all the years that Sean Payton was there. I can tell you that much. So that's something that needs to be said about that. The man was not a great head coach. Period.
Yeah,
not a great
absolutely. And guys, very busy news day.
Anyways, I'm Tayyboi. I'm back to talking again. But I had to react to this because I'm a Saints fan. I had to let him know. And this is how I'm feeling. So I'm out. Peace.
Today.